Rising and priming powerful beings. Shout out to you. It's the Holistic Motivator, and today I'm going to be talking about seeing yourself as your future version now. On the last podcast episode, I talked about the manifestation power of a vision statement. Today, I'm going to be talking about the creation power of a vision of yourself. That's a creation power of a positive self-image. Seeing yourself as your future self now. Now, a lot of people put off what they want to be in the future, and they don't realize that how you're being is creating how you want to be. And the moment you can see yourself as your future self today is the moment you can be your future self. So that means there is a self-ideal and there is a self-image. Self-image means how you see yourself. Some people, they only see themselves on the lens that other people put on them. They wear other people's glasses and they say, this is me. They wear society's glasses and they say, this is me. They wear a status glasses and they say, this is me. Or they wear the glasses of their job description and they say, this is me. Well, I want to remind you that you are much greater than what they said about you. You are much greater than what your job put you in a box in. You are much greater than your circumstances. But first, you have to increase and enhance your self-image. You have to believe that you're the type of person that is capable of doing way more and that you're enough even if you don't do more. So keep tapping into this episode of Ed Talks Daily. This is a podcast, which means you can subscribe to this podcast by going to edtalksdaily.com. This podcast is all about growth in all aspects of your life. How do you solidify a healthy mind, healthy body, healthy relationships that will lead to an in-tune spirit? Well, join me on this journey of becoming the best versions of ourselves. If you want a podcast that will motivate you, a podcast that will inspire you and educate you on ways to personally develop, Ed Talks Daily is for you. Let's get to it. How do you develop a positive self-image? Well, the first thing is we got to understand that labels do not define you. Let's say this 3 times. Labels do not define me. We're going to say this 3 times. This is powerful. Words are powerful. There's power in the tongue. There's power in the swords that come out of your mouth known as words. These swords will break through limitations. These swords will break through curses people placed on you. The people that said you were stupid, the people that said you were toxic, the people that said you will never change, the people that said you will never have this, the people that said that you will never get anywhere. We have to use our words as swords to break through self-imposed limitations and limitations that other people put on you. So we're going to say this 3 times. I am not what they said I am. I am that I am, and that I am is enough. Let's say that again. I am not, we're going to say it from our solar plexus. I am not what they said I am. I am that I am, and that I am is enough. Let's say that a 3rd time. I am not what they said I am. I am that I am, and that I am is enough. Let's say that 4 times. I am not what they said I am. I am that I am, and that I am is enough. People will place limitations on you, but you don't have to turn their limitations into identity. Look, people only identify things in you that's in them. That's the law of reflection, which means if they can see it in you, it's because it's in them. So guess what? Give yourself the benefit of not doubting yourself, but give yourself the benefit of doubting their opinions about you, because their opinions is just that, opinions. If you keep peeling their opinions, you're going to start crying. It's like onions. What I'm trying to tell you is this. People's limitations are self-imposed, so they try to impose it on you as a self. But when you know yourself, you say, forget their limitations. And you choose to see yourself in the light of the I am, of the God within. So let's get started. A positive self-image starts with, I am not a reflection of other humans. I am a reflection of God. And what they see in me is what they see in themselves. Therefore, they're imposing what they see. It does not mean that I do not have qualities I need to improve, But I am not stuck to my qualities. I am empowered to become better because of them. I am not stuck to a way of being, because just because I have a flaw based on a trauma does not mean that I am bad. Just because that I have something that I need to work on, it just means that I am a human being. Just because I have a flaw does not mean that I am horrible. It means that I am a human being. Let's say this 3 times. I am a human being. I am a human being. My flaws do not define me. They empower me to be better. I am a human being. Okay? So other people's limitations cannot dictate your self-image. If you look at other people and you try to base yourself on them, you're going to keep being flawed. You turn your flaw into flow when you look at God and you say, God, how can I be more like that? God is in all of us. I am that I am, and that I am is enough. That I am I speak of is I am original I am. That is God. That is God. Let's say this 3 times. I represent God. I do not represent your ideas about me. I do not represent your thoughts about me. I do not represent your limitations imposed on me. I represent God. The moment you say this, God will help you refine your character and you will get better. A positive self-image starts with saying that you want to be a reflection of God, not a reflection of their limitations. How do we get started? We have to unlearn everything everybody told you about who you are up to this point. The media wants to tell you something about you, how you should be this size, how you should look like this, or you should have this skin tone, or you should have this house, or you should have that type of boyfriend or that type of girl. The media is going to try to convince you of how you should be. And they will should all over you. And then you should yourself into a depression where I should be over here, I should be over there, I should be like this person, I should be like this. God don't should over you. God said you could. God said you got something special. You could. God doesn't impose should over you as if it's an obligation to represent them. God says here's the possibility, here's an opportunity for you to be like I am. So once you say there is a possibility for me to live out the best version of myself, this is the journey back to self. Oh, there is a possibility that I can forego what my parents expected of me, what my friends expected, what my enemies said about me, and I can represent God in its entirety. Somebody says, how do I do that? Well, it starts with knowledge of self. How do I get into knowledge of self? Knowledge of self goes back into learning who you really are, learning what you're really capable of, learning that, listen, okay, I am not my circumstances, I'm not my troubles, I'm not my traumas, I am a spirit. It goes back to spirit, where you don't even look at some of the things you did in the past that's wrong. Getting back to self starts with forgiveness. Forgiveness of the flesh, because you're so in tune with your spirit. That's one of the major things. And sometimes it's hard for us to forgive because we look at all the things in your life that you may have said that, man, look, I failed at that. Look, I didn't do that. Look, I should have been here. Look, I should have done that. And God said, look, I need you to start from where you're at. I need you to let go of what happened then, because the more you focus on what happened then is the more is going to happen again. So from this point forward, you say, I can actually evolve. I can actually get better. I can actually do better. I can actually be a higher version. I can actually switch from carnally to spiritually. I can start from being in my animal nature to my divine nature by healing my human nature. So we switch from our animal nature, flesh, to our divine nature when we heal the human nature. We switch from Jing to Shin when we heal our Chi. Let's go back in that. Your Jing is your digestive, reproductive. Your Jing is what you eat and how you feel. When we operate out of feelings, we can eat ourselves to depression. When we operate out of trauma, we can have sex or in a way to have being in a way that does not serve. When you operate out of your animal nature, you stay in your lower self. The healing comes when in your heart, in your lung, in your breath, and in your blood. The healing starts with how you honor and how you love. Heart, lung, honor, love. Healing grief and healing sadness. Right? Healing the heart chakra. Opening yourself up to new possibilities. In that healing and the cultivation of your chi, you can transcend from your animal nature to your divine being. And the way that you do that is by opening your heart for that healing to happen. Look, they said closed mouths don't get fed. Closed hearts don't get healed. Just because you've had a lot of wounds in your heart don't mean you close your heart. Because closing your heart so you don't get hurt means that you also close your heart so you don't get love. Closing your heart so you don't get hurt also means you close your heart so you don't feel. So to put up a wall means that you don't just block bad things from coming in, you block good things from coming in. So healing starts with saying, I'm going to put down the wall of defensiveness and I'm going to structure myself in a way where I can be open to healing. So there's a vulnerability in healing to transcend from your animal nature to your divine being. So it means acknowledgement. It means accepting. Accept, acknowledge, forgive. A 3-step process to healing. You must acknowledge that this has happened. You must accept, not saying that it should have happened. Not saying that it is okay that it happened. But you must accept it that it has happened. And then you have to forgive the parties of which caused that happening, including yourself. Acknowledge means I recognize that this happened. Accept means I recognize that this happened and there were parts of it I couldn't control and there are part of it that I played a role in and there are parts of it that I can control. Accepting does not necessarily mean you say that it's okay it happened. Accepting means that I'm okay in spite of it happening. And then forgiving means that I forgive the parties that had to do with this situation. Whether I don't think it should have happened or whether I don't think I should have done that to myself, you have to accept it. You have to forgive the parties. It has to do with opening yourself up. Now, this does not mean you go out shouting on a mountaintop. Well, I acknowledge that this happened. I accept that this happened. Sometimes just in your heart, opening your heart to say, God, I acknowledge that this is how I've been. I accept that this is how I've been. Please come into me and forgive all of this for being and allow me to move forward with my life. And the latter shall be greater than the former. Sometimes it starts with a prayer. It starts with words in your heart. Vulnerability does not mean that you shout in the mountaintop about all your problems. Sometimes it simply means that in the depths of your soul, you speak the word, and that healing comes from inside first. We got to heal inside before we try to heal outside. It's an internal healing process, which leads to the external ramifications. Blessings of the external comes from the internal healing. So, I am talking about seeing yourself as your future version now. In order for you to see yourself as your future version now, you got to accept, you got to acknowledge, and you have to forgive yourself for your past. Then you see possibilities rather than condemnations and regrets of the past. Possibilities of a better future rather than regrets and condemnations of the past. This is how you elevate yourself to another dimension, to go into Shin. Now, let's get going. Self-image means I see myself in this certain light. Self-image means I see myself being this type of person. And believe it or not, whether you say it like this or not, whether you call it self-image or you don't call it self-image, there is a way that you see yourself. And that way that you see yourself is actually it's causing the decisions that you're currently making. Believe it or not, there is a way that you see yourself. And in that self-image dictates how you are operating in this world. So that means if you start to see yourself at a better light, you're going to start to bring more light. into your life. Share this video to 5 friends and comment done. Share this podcast to 5 friends and comment done. Now, self-image, according to the book Psycho-Cybernetics, is a major factor in determining what you think is possible for your life and what you think you can do. A lot of people don't do better, not because they can't do better. A lot of people don't do better because they don't see themselves doing better. They have condemned themselves to being a certain way, so they can never choose to be another way because there is no choice for them. They have what is called a limiting mindset. They have a fixed mindset and not a growth mindset. A lot of people don't do better because they don't see themselves as being better. And a lot of people don't do better right now because they only see themselves as doing better in the future with having something different or being somewhere different. Being somewhere different is not going to make you different. Being someone different is going to make your life different. Being somewhere different does not change how you are inside of you. Changing how you are inside of you gets you somewhere better. It's an inside-out process, not an outside-in process. It is not what you get that makes you valuable, but it's who you become. It is not what you get that makes you valuable. It is who you become. Now, who you become has to do with the way you style your life. In other words, your lifestyle dictates who you become. Your lifestyle dictates who you become. Therefore, seeing yourself as your future self now is a determination to living a certain lifestyle. So you have to determine that I am the type of person that is healthy. I am the type of person that lives this way. I am the type of person that responds this way. I am the type of person that acts this way. I am the type of person, and you see yourself in that current being. And that is how you transform your life. Now, you must not just say it, you must see it. And then every single day, you must match your life to what you say and what you see. So that means you say, this is me. Not on the basis of delusion, but on the basis of what you aim to create. You say, this is the life that I live, that I choose to live. Not on the basis of delusion, but matching your action with your words. So seeing yourself as a future self now means that not only do you say one thing, but you adjust daily and consistently to match who you are and what you say. So this is integrity and oneness. Seeing yourself as your future self now is not just envisioning it, putting in the imagination of how you hope to see yourself in the future, but it's through your imagination, seeing yourself not only how you want to be in the future, but having the same qualities now and adopting and creating those qualities in the now. So what do I mean? I saw myself being a great motivational speaker, empowering millions of lives. However, I saw that the type of person that I would have to become is this person that lives out the stuff that he speaks of. And in living out what I speak of have made me more powerful than learning. Because it's one thing to have information, but it's another when your transformation becomes the information. You can know how to do something, but it's easier to educate someone on how to do it when your very life is the being of that thing. It's easier to be a coach when you have to coach yourself through the same process. It's easier to share a lifestyle that you live. So what you see yourself in the future is what you do in the present. You help more people when you help yourself. You operate in the future version of you when the present version of you is actually the future version. Look, the results of the future is only, and I'm going to say that again, the results of the future is only based on the work of the present. The result of the future is only the work of the present. So how you are present in the presence of everyone you meet now will dictate what they know about you, how they talk about you, and what they know you to be. Likewise, it is only what you do today that's going to create the life tomorrow. So aim not to, I wish to be, but grant your wish today. Somebody says, how do I do that? Well, I wish to be a person that responds with peace and love. Respond with peace and love today. So the secret to being your future self today is an intentional living. Most people drift through life unintentionally. They know not what's going on, and that's why they're drifted into being a way they don't want to be. So how do you intentionally be a way that you want to be? You can't drift into being a certain way. You have to intentionally be how you want to be. So you wake up today and you recognize how you've been being, and you adjust yourself to be the way you want to be. So you have to keep it real. So being your future self today is not delusion. It is action. It is intentional living. It is actually keeping it more real with yourself. You can actually say, I got this flaw and I choose not to let this, look, I see myself bonded by this trauma, this trigger, this habit, and I choose today to shift out of it. Intentional living is not flawless living. It's redirectional living. It's shifting yourself out of the shit. You smell a lot of people smell and they call it roses. They're like, there's no around here. I smell good. You know your breath stink. Go brush your teeth. Intentional living is doing what's needed, not hiding on the basis of an identity that you know is not true. So intentional living is not delusion. It's not saying I am that when you know that you are not being that. Look, I am is on the basis of what God put in you. I am is more powerful than how you are being. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I was operating in the spirit of selfishness and using men for their money. Let's say that. Not me. This applies to me. I know there's a lot of women that watch my podcast, so I know my audience. And now I am choosing to operate in my divine self by understanding that my talents and gifts will make the room that I need, and I will attract abundance anyways. Therefore, any man I get in my life will only be in addition to my internal abundance. Therefore, I find no need to use people. That is a shift. It is not that, all men do this and do that. No, you must recognize what you've been doing that's not serving to you. I've been operating in the trauma of needing love. Therefore, I've been supplementing love for food, not giving myself self-love by being healthy, by making wise choices, but by giving myself pseudo-love by sleeping with people and eating wrong foods. When we stay in our animal nature, we cope instead of heal. We give ourselves what we want carnally instead of what we want spiritually, because there is a need. But when you don't heal and you settle, you supplement what you can have for what you think you deserve subconsciously because of the self-image you have about yourself. Subconsciously, you don't treasure your temple, so you don't see yourself as valuable. So subconsciously, you don't attract people in your value. You attract people that don't see your value and utilizes you. So therefore, you're never able to grab onto what you deserve. So because you have not tapped into the God in you, your shin, higher being, higher self, you're tapping into the lower nature, animal nature, and you're wondering why you keep attracting dogs. Let's get deep. Don't get hurt. Somebody's feelings about to get hurt. I'm not here to help you heal. I gotta hurt your feelings. All right, let me get some tea, because I'm about to say something. Oh, by the way, I got some fresh anxiety in my store. Go to theholisticmotivator.com It has Lepia alba, lemongrass, and verbena to help you calm it and get into a place of ease and peace. For all my women out here, this also helps with your menstrual cycles. So this has double purpose. Helps with depression, anxiety, and stress, and your menstrual cycles. For the men out there, it's going to help you start being stressed out, bruh. I drink that thing all of the time. Anyways, let's go back to the subject. You're like, why is people dogging me out? Because you and your animal nature, and you're kind of like, your self-image literally sees yourself as a dog. And somebody can say, a female dog. I'm just putting it that way because I thought it was a good way to put it. But I'm not calling you that. Okay? You are a queen. I truly believe you are. However, our self-image, when your self-image is residing in your carnal nature, you don't see yourself as a queen. You operate in the peasantness of your being. So you let your animal nature lead you and not your divine nature, not your spirit. So therefore your heart is broken. So the human nature, the chi is depleted when you're too much in your jing because your hormones are all out of balance and there's emotional imbalance. Your jing is digestive and reproductive, food and sex. When you don't get food or sex, you replement one for the other. When you don't eat the right foods, boom, let me give you an example. So you have not healed the womb. The womb has not been healed, therefore you make certain decisions in how you eat. The womb has not been healed, therefore you make certain decisions in who you let inside of your body, right? And leave the residue in you. Wink. Okay. PG-13. So what happens is you get on the basis of seeking love in the wrong places and then going back to food when love is no longer there, seeking love. So blood flow, no blood flow, blood flow, no blood flow, blood flow, no blood flow, gummy worms in your ovaries leads to fibroids. So unintentional living leads to disease. Healing is intentional living, which becomes preventive health care. So this is way deeper. This is not morality. Health is spiritual laws. If you don't take control of your temple is going to give you toxicity because you have not healed. So you got to heal your heart. So you got to do the heart healing. But you got to see yourself better than your past. Look, how your dad treats you, how your mama treats you, don't mean that you have to accept that from other people. Here's an example. I was telling my homies the other day, I was like, bro, you know what? I realized lately I've only been dating the toxic females. Let's keep it real. Look, all my homies out here. Look, this is not just about women. This is about the dudes too. Look, here's what I mean. I'm like, bro, why do I keep dating toxic females? I was like, maybe subconsciously I'm trying to heal them. I was like, okay, I can't. This is not my job. It's not my job. I need to attract me somebody in my same wavelength. I was like, why do I keep attracting? I was like, subconsciously, you're too much in your lower nature. I'm like, toxic females are freakier. PG, rated R. Okay, so I was like, why do I keep attracting? I was like, oh, because I haven't healed as a man. Maybe I keep accepting whatever I get. I was like, oh, I'm going out with the first female that is attracted to me that I'm attracted to from a carnal basis. I was like, why do I keep attracting toxic females? I was like, oh, subconsciously, I don't see myself worthy of a queen. Subconsciously, I was like, okay, I need to change my self-image if I'm going to change the people I hang around with. Because I'm at a level where I need a queen to build a kingdom with. Not someone who subconsciously thinks they're a peasant. And somebody says, that's rude. Well, it's rude, but it's true. So I'm like, where God is elevating me, in order for me to be elevated, I need to heal, because how I heal determines who I attract. How I see myself determines how other people see me. And I can't repeat toxicity because I've been used to it. I can't repeat toxicity because it's in my bloodline or in the generations. I can't repeat broken homes and separated homes because it's in my... No, I got to heal because God has something greater than for me. I can't live based on what happened between my mama or my daddy or... Look, this is... Let's say this 3 times. This is my life, my body, my choices. We're doing some healing today, baby. This is the holistic motivator. Call me the holistic healer. Okay. Let's get back to it. Okay. My body, my life, my choices. Not, their bodies, their life, my subconscious choices. Okay, let's go back. Not their traumas, their generational ties, my subconscious choices. No, my body, my life, my intentional choices. We're gonna say this 3 times. My body, my life, my intentional choices. This is where we gotta start from. Somebody says, how do I gain the clarity to see this, to act like this, to be like this? Clarity is in your lifestyle, baby. Clarity is in your lifestyle, baby. Put that in the chat. Clarity is in my lifestyle. If you intake toxic things, you will become toxic. What you put in is what you're gonna exemplify. It's what you're going to attract. So you're like, how do I do that? Well, let's start with the body. Your housed emotional states in your muscle tissues and in your organs. We have to get the body to heal. Clarity is in my lifestyle. Let's keep commenting that. Clarity is in my lifestyle. Healing is in my lifestyle. Your body, your choices. That means you might be waking up stressed, depressed, anxious, sad, worried, because it's stuck and housed in you. You need to go massages, hot cold therapy, acupuncture treatments. Your body. Qigong classes. I teach Qigong every day, 7 a.m. Eastern and Rising Prime. Join the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe if you want to learn this. Go to holisticlifestyletribe.com. Okay? I literally teach the lifestyle. Go to holisticlifestyletribe.com. Literally, you got to move, you got to heal. Healing starts with the external. A lot of people say, I got to work with the internal. Of course, healing is in the internal. But healing starts with the external. Because what that's going to do is literally going to free physically from the things that's been holding you in bondage. Some of you don't realize that you're uptight, your shoulders are like this, your butt is tight, and you walk like and your neck is tense, and your jaw is locked because you're mad at somebody. Somebody's a pain in your neck. You feel the whole weight of the stress in your shoulder. The kidneys full of hot flashes. So, like Sela said, it's not just in your tissues. It's in your organs. It's in your colon. Now, I am fasting and juice feasting with the tribe. Text detox to my number to start fasting with us. Now, the reason why we do this is because we know trauma is not just in your muscle tissues. Trauma is in your internal organs. Now, if you house a lot of your life could be toxic. You could smell this. But that you see it in your life, you're like, damn. You get lethargic. You get frustrated easily. You get angry. When you fast, it's like you take off a load. And God said, look, you clean your temple. Now I have somewhere to come. So now all of a sudden you get in the spirit. All of a sudden you start to get enhanced intuition. And you said, man, I'm not going to accept that no more for my life. What have I been doing? All of a sudden there's a shift. So we start with the physical body because that's what houses the spirit. The temple houses the spirit. The temple houses the spirit. The temple houses the pituitary gland. The temple houses the shin. The temple houses the spirit. The temple houses the spirit. This is your bodysuit. If the bodysuit is toxic, it's hard for you to be in clarity. So healing has to do with the body. Healing has to do with detoxing. Healing has to do with movement. Healing has to do with breathing. Healing has to do with eating healthily. Healing has to do with the emotional body. Healing has to do with how you navigate your emotions. Your emotions are attached to your organs. 5 major organs, 5 major emotions. Sadness depletes the heart. So the heart has to do with pumping of your blood, which then goes to your health. Grief affects the lungs. The lungs has to do with oxygenation of the blood, which if you don't breathe correctly, if you don't breathe for 3 minutes, you're done. Breathing is super important. And when you don't let go, you're held in bondage by the things you're holding on to. The liver is affected by sadness, by grief, by anger. So the more you're angry at people, the more your blood gets toxic. Somebody says this person is toxic. Well, you too mad at the world. So now your liver is not cleaning the blood like it should. The spleen is the sister of the liver. If you're constantly worried, now the spleen is not operating like it should. The kidneys has to do with fear. Fear affects the kidneys. So when we let go of certain emotional states, we free our organs from those emotional states, which gives you more clarity. So this is why when we do the Qigong, we drum heart, lung, liver, spleen, kidney, chi, kidney, jing. This is why we do sound healing for the organs. This is why we do tapping, acu-tapping for the organs. These are all things that I teach in the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. If you want to learn, go to holisticlifestyletribe.com, join the tribe. You're going to get access to all of this structured and routines and practices to help you transform your life. Now, your emotional body. Emotional body is not just done through movements. It's done through self-awareness. It's done through you knowing what's happening within you and how you're responding. Are you responding with a notification of lifestyle, or are you responding with a vice? How are you responding to what your body is telling you that you need? Are you adjusting to create loving situations in your life, or are you simply coping by getting back in situationships that you don't need to be in? So all of these has to do with self-awareness, and it's all fueled by how you see yourself. The moment you see yourself like as a person on a holistic journey, the moment you see yourself as a person who is healing, the moment you see yourself as a person who actually is letting go of the past, stepping into what God has in store for them, the moment you see a person as who's worthy of love, the moment you see yourself as a person who's worthy of a queen in his life, the moment you see yourself as a person who people don't use and abuse and discard, the moment you see yourself as a powerful being who's here to create something with a gift, with power, is the moment you step in your power, and is the moment you create the life that you can have. So it starts with self-image. It starts with visualizing how you can be and then choosing to be that right now. Self-image is powerful. There's a power in how you see yourself, because how you see yourself is going to determine how other people see you, because that's the energy you're going to put out. As I close out the podcast, I really want you to think about yourself. Think about ask yourself, how have I been seeing myself lately? Myself. How do I see myself? Do I see myself as somebody worthy of healing? Do I see myself as somebody worthy of abundance? Do I see myself worthy as being in love? Do I see myself worthy as somebody having money? Do I see myself worthy as somebody breaking chains? How do you see yourself is going to determine what you actually do. If you think you only deserve to be the 5th baby mama, best believe you're going to be the 5th. If you think that your only thing is to pay child support and be a baby daddy, that's what you're going to be. If you've condemned yourself to what they put on you, expectations, labels, if you condemn yourself to labels, you're going to end up being that label. If you condemn yourself to being a statistic, you're going to end up being a statistic. If you condemn yourself to being a certain way, that's what you're going to be. Look, you don't have to condemn yourself to what they said about you. You must free yourself to what you say about you. Start speaking some life into yourself and say, look, I don't care what they said about me. This is what I choose. Every day you affirm yourself into that. Every single day, you got to affirm yourself into that. You got to push yourself. You got to heal yourself. It's intentional. Somebody said, man, you got it going on. How are you doing this? Well, every day intentionally, I wake up and think about how I'm doing this. Look, you don't have it going on because you say, I'm growing on every day. Somebody said, well, that person is growing on me. Well, they're growing on you because you have not been growing. So you wondering, why is it that, man, look, I got toxins all over me, growing on me, scabs, I got monkeypox on me. No, that person is bringing you monkeypox because you have not decided to be your prayer to your healing. And you decided that they're going to grow on you, but you're not going to grow. So every day growing has to be intentional. It does not happen by happenstance. It does. Look, even growing does not happen by you listening to motivate. This helps you get going. But growing is in your decisions. Cause yeah, I got some motivation from the holistic motivator today. Oh yeah, I'm motivated. This is just like me putting some jump cables on you. But then guess what? You gotta move the car. You gotta put the pedal to the metal and push. Right? You gotta check your oil, check your engine. Right? This is just me giving you a little nudge. The law of inertia says you just need a little nudge. I give you a little. I nudge you every day. I'll be like, push. I'll be like, you got this. But you gotta. But the best motivation is self-motivation. Now, I'm self-motivated, but I listen to motivation. I grow. I always fuel myself every day. I never stop. But however, my inertia does not come from somebody else's voice. It comes from the spirit of my voice to say, you're up. Let's get it today. You're up. Yo, how you gonna be of impact today? Yo, you're up today, Ed. How you gonna be better today? You're up today. You're gonna turn your dreams to reality. And then I put Eric Thomas on and listen to what he guys said. Then I put my favorite podcast on and listen. And then I tap into I Rise in Prime with my tribe who motivates me. It starts from me. Because if I chose to be like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep in. I'm not, rising and priming 7 a.m. I can't do that. Look, sometimes you just got to motivate yourself to get up and show up to something. And then that will create an inertia. So I text a lot of people about Rising Prime. All the time I be texting about Rising Prime. Of course, it's free on Mondays and Fridays. For some of you, it's like, yo, I'm not ready to try a 3-day trial by going to holisticlifestyletribe.com. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. Cool. But I say, you, come on Monday and Friday. I'm going to send you the link every Monday and Friday. One of these Mondays and Fridays, you're going to tap in. Cool. But, yo, you be like, man, it's too early. I can't do that. Nah, get your ass up and wake up early and get the momentum growing. Look, I learned about routines and how it changed lives. I started doing routine and it changed my life. I took that routine and created a program for people. And guess what? Many can attest. Rising Prime has changed my life. And I tell people all of the time, you want to change? You want to get on a journey to personal development and healing? Start by waking up differently. Start by rising and priming. Start with a holistic rising routine. It's that Eastern time, 7 a.m. Eastern time is rising prime. I say, you want to create a new momentum? Get a coach. Get a coach. A lot of people, they're like, man, I want to make the shift. I don't really know how to do it. Sometimes I just can't motivate. I don't really know what to do. Get a coach. Get a coach. Take a leap. Click the link in my bio. Go to Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. Go to risingprime.co. Go to risingprime.com. Try it out for Monday or Friday. Give it a chance. Right? Because if you want life to shift, you got to make a shift. And sometimes we need a coach. We all need a coach sometimes. Somebody said, well, I could do it on my own. I guarantee you can. This is not a clutch. This is an opportunity to give you momentum, to elevate you to another dimension. So that's simply what I'm saying today. I'm saying, bruh, if you want life to shift, you got to shift the way you've been rising. If you want life to shift, you got to change the way you see yourself. And sometimes you just got to surround yourself with positive energy for that to happen. A lot of people, guess what they do? They wake up and they tap in, they listen to the news. The news ain't helping you. They're like, you know what, there's a murder today, there's killing today, there's monkeypox taking over. What's up, Anthony? What's up, Sela? What's up, Gretchen? I don't want to mess it. So what's up, everybody? Tap in. Shout out to everybody. So you're like, yo, why get a coach? Because guess what? A coach has already traveled a path that you're looking to travel on. And what a coach does is it helps you build the energy. It actually gets you to do Rise and Prime long enough to now you have a routine. It's part of your routine. You're like, man, I'm never really able to have a morning routine ever in my life. Well, have you tried something that's going to help you do that? Have you gotten in the mastermind? I don't know if y'all read Think and Grow Rich. One of the principles is masterminding with like-minded beings, with people on the same path. Some of you mastermind with people who's draining you every single day. They add no value to you whatsoever. They just call you to complain. Like, people in this room are intentional about growth. I promise you. There's only certain energy. Look, some people can't stand me. And I'm like, why can't you stand me? Because they can't stand the light. It's true. So guess what? I know that I only attract beautiful beings. And in fact, I attract other coaches. A lot of people don't even know this, but people who are in the tribe are coaches. They have their own tribes. And that's the beauty of it. So you attract what you are. You attract your energy. So I'm saying to this, you're going to get in a space where you're going to be empowered with beautiful people, beautiful energies. So that's why I cultivated the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. It was actually for seekers. I want you to hear this. Seekers and healers and teachers who come together to rise and prime their day so that they are fueled to be able to impact their people that they help. That was the initial vision. It's supposed to be a collaboration of those who seek and those who teach and those who coach, so that those who seek also eventually teach and eventually coach. Each one teach one. Everyone adds value. Everyone with a story adds value. It's a holistic support group for your personal development. That's why I started the tribe. And now what we are currently doing, my brother King Ade, is creating inner tribes in the tribe. So it's becoming so much more beautiful, where other healers are hosting their events and processes and getting their communities to come on the same platform and be able to empower their people on the tribe without having to create a whole system, because now we're better together. Because here's what happened. As healers, we think we don't have to compete against each other. We can collaborate, because I have a skill set that King Ade don't have, but King Ade has a skill set that I don't have. And when we are able to collaborate in that format, he said, look, I want to bring my community because I needed to rise in prime. I needed that structure. I needed to learn some of these things, and you taught me them. I want to actually have you teach some of my community members, some of my tribe, and let's become together a tribe. I want you to teach some of their stuff, and then I want to be able to host on that same platform my workshops and seminars. So now we are co-creating together. We are collaborating. So that's what the community is all about. So it's a transformation. It's a collaboration of various healers. So I want to invite you who have not tapped in to go to holisticlifestyletribe.com and just give it a try, a free 3-day trial. And for those of you who just want to stay tapped in, but you're like, bro, I don't know if I can do it right now, I don't really want to do that, just text tribe to my number, and I'm going to add you to my text messaging list. And then there I'll send you some empowering text messages where you can actually get the benefit of being in the loop and get these empowering texts. If you actually in the text messaging tribe, just comment tribe below and let the people know that how powerful it is. I show up, showing day in, day out. I show up when there's 1 people, 0 people. In the beginning of this, there was 1 person, and I was giving them the game, right? Because once you have a mission, you have a vision, and your heart is in the right place, you just got to keep doing it. And you just keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. And the right people will be attracted to what you got going on, because they know that your heart is pure, right? All I want to do is create a space where we can grow together, and we can create it. Our missions can be, we could blossom and build our missions. And I have a vision where We're hosting workshops together. We're hosting seminars. We're hosting retreats. And so many healers are coming, and our vibes is attracting so much powerful people. An inclusive community, being that I believe in Christ consciousness. I believe in Christ consciousness. Other people believe in other things. We collaborate. We share the same space because we're also all about growth. Which means this space is not, oh, what's your religion? Nah, this space is how can you be authentically yourself and be able to grow? Right? Shout out to Swala who joined yesterday. Shout out to you. Thank you for tapping in. Right? This is powerful. So tomorrow, definitely got to see you in the Rising Prime, 7 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be lit. And we just allow ourselves to be used and powerfully just to grow and get better. And my vision is that not only can we use this for our personal holistic development, but my vision is that we can utilize this for the building of the kingdoms that we all individually have in our hearts, in our minds. So what do I mean by that? My vision is that we can collaborate in our efforts to build our businesses, to build our brands, right? Because we all have brands. Now, one of the things I'm working on bringing in, I've kind of been reluctant in bringing it because honestly, I've been trying to get more and more people to join, was the branding, the connection, the building your podcast, speaking out on your voice, and how to create systems, right, for your wellness business. So as the tribe grows and grows, we're going to add more and more value to those who are attracted to that. So not only you get in the lifestyle, you get into tools and practices, but now you're actually getting, look, how do I build my wellness business? How do I launch myself out as a speaker? How do I launch myself out as a coach? How do I create a program to help people build? So shout out to the tribe. Shout out to Sela. Shout out to Liz. Shout out to Swala. Shout out to Sherelle. Shout out to King Ade. Shout out to Rosalind Malone. Right? Shout out to the tribe who's been tapping in day in, day out, and we've been growing together. Shout out to everybody who's been part of the community, who's been part of what we got going on and growing on. So this is the last call, not for alcohol, but for personal development, healing and growth, and just good energy, good vibes. And the way to start is by going to that, which you see, holisticlifestyletribe.com. And I'm going to leave it here. I just remind everybody here, you got the unlimited power in you to transform your life, to elevate to another dimension, to come from your jing to your chi to your shin, to be in alignment with your divine, not just your animal nature, but your divine nature. But first, it's going to be on the basis of how you see yourself, your self-image, what you believe about yourself, your belief systems, and what you see available for you. And once you transmute how you see yourself and what you believe in, and how you believe, whether you believe in yourself or you believe in what they said about you, until you do that, the world will forever miss all your talents, all your gifts, and all the great things that you have to offer. So remember, my brothers and sisters, let your light shine, don't hide it, don't dim it. Because like the good word says, you are the light of the world. So walk in that light and don't let anyone dim your light. Be authentically you and don't apologize for being yourself. Keep growing, keep thriving, and keep on healing. It's the Holistic Motivator, and I'm out. Peace. Peace and blessings.